What is going on, everybody? Hello? Hello. How's everyone doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for today, this Sunday, August 25th, 2019. That is correct. It is the end of August. Very shortly. The month shall end very soon. And when this month ends, we will begin the hardcore gaming season of 2019. In fact, in reality, we're pretty much in it now. This week begins all the big, high-profile new releases. At least they begin to release this week. They start to trickle in, as they say. It's not necessarily a giant torrent of new releases this week, but I would say definitely a good amount of them coming out. And I'm excited. As you guys know, this is the time of the year. It's very exciting because there's so much going on in the realm of new releases, and trying to juggle all of them becomes a daunting task. Where many weeks, sometimes I have to play 3-4 games on and off. Also, this is the time of the year that the chill streaming that I really do enjoy doing may have to go on hiatus for a bit for us to be covering all of said new releases. All right. In fact, this week coming up, because of new releases, some of the chill stream stuff is going to kind of either go on the back burner or get pushed back a little bit. And that's okay, but I understand that a lot of you really enjoy the chill streaming that I do, and you might be a little bit upset that it has to go on hold. So we'll talk a little bit about that here today on the pre-stream, so you know what to expect this week. This is also my final streaming day of the week. After 6 straight days of streaming, I finally get some time off to spend with my wife, so that's going to be nice. So yes, finally a little bit of relaxation time for me, although I say that and it really isn't relaxation time for me. When I get a day off, typically I'm running around the entire day trying to get stuff done, because it's the only day that I get a chance to do stuff, because I'm here streaming all day every other day. And this week will be no exception. Already I started talking to Kat this morning. I'm like, yeah, so tomorrow we should do this. She's like, oh, God, already we're thinking about this? I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe we should chill out a little bit and not go too crazy yet. But, tomorrow, business as usual, as they say, right? So, anyway, let's talk, everybody, about what you guys can expect. All right? What can you expect? What's going on? So, first of all, today, for the second straight day in a row, we're doing more Grand Theft Auto 4. That's right, more GTA 4. And you might say, but I just played that yesterday. Well, I did, you're right. But, a couple things. Number one, I ended up wrapping up Sly Cooper really quickly. I couldn't remember how long Sly Cooper 1 was. And it ended up actually being way shorter than I had remembered it being, because I was thinking of Sly Cooper 2 and 3. Sly Cooper 2 and 3 are much longer games than Sly Cooper 1. So, because we beat Sly Cooper 1 so quickly, I had a little bit of extra time here this weekend to basically do kind of whatever I wanted. So I said, why not take some time to focus in here on Grand Theft Auto 4, because the other part of this equation is that this week we have tons of new releases. 3 new releases in reality, which is a hell of a lot more than usually you get in one single week, right? And because of that, I was like, man, I guess it would make a lot more sense for me to focus in on GTA 4, try to get as far as I can in it. I doubt I'm beating it today. Like, to beat it today, I would have to really, like, turbo through it, beat every mission on the first stage. I doubt even if I watch all the cutscenes, I doubt I'd even be able to beat it. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a crazy, daunting undertaking to be able to beat the game today. So I don't foresee that happening at all. What I think is going to happen is we're going to get pretty far. We're going to get a decent tear into it. But I'm not sure exactly how far we'll actually get in. That depends on many factors. But also the thing is, I've been doing the friend missions. If you guys were watching yesterday, I started doing the friendship missions. And they're a lot of fun. When you actually focus in on them. I don't usually focus in on them. In fact, I remember in my previous playthroughs of GTA 4... the first time I ever played this game, I didn't do the friendships at all. I didn't even understand what they were. But then I had gotten the strategy guide, And as I was reading the strategy guide, it explained, oh, if you do the friendship missions, now you get these cool perks for doing them. It's worth it doing them because it allows you to have things like, for example, Jacob will drive to you and bring you weapons and the like. So eventually I said, oh, okay, maybe it's worth it to actually do these then. And so I started doing them and checking them out, and they were pretty interesting. So that's what I started doing yesterday. I figured, why not do some of these friendship missions, since they're not necessarily bad at all. Some of them, like Brucey flying in a chopper or driving a motorboat, can actually be pretty interesting. So it's kind of a mix. I don't know if I'm going to be focusing only on the story today, or if I'm going to be doing a variety of stuff with the side content, the friendship missions. We'll see how today pans out and go from there. Okay. Let's see here. Just trying to think if there's anything else. Okay, no, nothing. Okay. So tonight, my late stream, I'd say, what is my late stream going to be? It's going to be Street Fighter, my throwback Street Fighter stream for the week, where I play some fun, old school Street Fighter stuff for you. And I try to do my best, and typically if we can get good competition, it ends up being a good time. It all depends on how many opponents I can find and the caliber of the connections, etc. Many factors involved, but typically it ends up being a good time. You guys have enjoyed since I've been doing those retro throwback sessions. So I said, why not do some more, right? So yes, more of that tonight. That will be the late stream, okay? As I've already said, tomorrow I am off. No streaming tomorrow. But what I would say is take the opportunity tomorrow, if you get the chance, if you get some extra time, to check out DSPGaming, my YouTube gaming channel where I archive all the fun stuff that we do here on streams, all right? It's typically a great place to not only get caught up during, on my day off, but if you just miss a stream, you miss out on a stream, and man, I want to get caught up and see what Phil was up to this week. It's a great place to do that, okay? I'll be back on Tuesday, and the cool thing is about this week is that it's all new stuff. This week, 3 new release titles, as I've told you guys already. It's going to be a great week for new releases, okay? So let's talk about that a little bit. So first of all, Tuesday when I come back from my day away, it will be a new release. That is right. What game? It's going to be Control. This is a game from Remedy Studios. This is the same studio that made Alan Wake, okay? It's also the same studio that made Quantum Break. So you might be like, wait a minute. One of those is not the same as the other. And you're absolutely right. 2 completely different styles of game. And one was much better than the other, in my opinion. Even though a lot of people say Alan Wake kind of wasn't as good as a lot of people make it out to be. I think that game had a lot of campy stuff to it that made it really fun, like a real thriller horror style game. A lot of people compare it to like Twin Peaks and stuff like that, and I agree. So yes, Control, the new game from Remedy, comes out on Tuesday, and I'll be playing it on Tuesday. Okay, I hope you guys are excited for that. We'll give it a look. We'll see what it's all about. Tuesday night, I'm going to be playing Black Ops 4 Blackout. And you might be saying, but usually you play that later in the week. So what gives? Why are you playing that so early? And the answer is because this week is a weird week because we've got so many new things and different things going on. I've got a marathon this week. I've got new releases this week that I basically need to adjust my schedule. And so the chill stuff, for example, Madden and stuff like that, is not going to happen this week. That stuff's going to go on hiatus because I just don't have time for it, okay? So, this Tuesday, Control begins. We'll see what it turns out to be. I'm interested in it, obviously, or else I wouldn't be playing it. I want to see what the heck it is, how it turns out as a game. Hopefully, I'll be honest, I'm skeptical. Remedy, really honestly, that last game that they came out with, Quantum Break, was not so great in my opinion. I really feel that they kind of dropped the ball with that because it was a game that had an interesting premise, this cool interactive storyline with choices that really affected the gameplay, a really gripping kind of sci-fi kind of plot line that was also paired with really cool live-action cutscenes. Like, it had potential to be really good, but the gameplay of the game was so fucking boring. It was just generic, very generic third-person shooter combat that you've played a million times before, and it was so grindy that it just wasn't fun, you know? And that's the key thing when you make a video game. You've got to have a balance between good story elements, but also fun stuff, and the gameplay was just not fun at all, so I didn't like the game overall. I thought it was kind of a dud, okay? So, let's see how that goes on Tuesday, okay? Tuesday night will be Black Ops 4 Blackout, and I'm excited for that because I love my Battle Royale streams, I really do, and I wanted to get one in this week, knowing full well that the whole schedule was going to be different, so that's going to be Tuesday night, okay? Wednesday, more Control. That's right, I'm doing 2 straight days of Control, okay? Just makes sense because I want to get in as absolute much as possible. You know, as much as possible before we jump into marathons and other new releases. So more Control on Wednesday. 2 straight days of it. 8 hours of Control. Wednesday night, I think I'm going to play more Judgment. And I think it's going to be endgame Judgment. What I'm being told is that there's about 3 to 4 hours left in the game. So we're going to get really far into the end of the game. We're not going to beat it. From what I'm going to understand, there's too much left in the game to beat it in one more night stream, but probably 2. So we'll see. But yeah, Judgment is going to be Wednesday night, and I'm going to see how far I can get in it. Okay? Then on Thursday, we got something special, guys. It is my Rageathon Marathon on Thursday. You might say, well, what's that going to be? Well, ladies and gentlemen, over the course of last month and this month, it was kind of a 2-part thing. The viewers nominated games, rage-inducing games, for me to play in a marathon setting. And finally, that marathon is going to take place this Thursday, okay? And it should be interesting, to say the least, to see how it turns out. I don't know. We got a good variety of games. Sadly, I don't know if these are all games that are going to cause me to rage. I'm just being honest here. I really don't know if these are all games that are going to cause me to rage or not. I guess we have to see what happens. Street Fighter V, Crash Team Racing. Crash Team Racing I've already played, and it caused me to rage. So maybe that's at least a good sign. And the thing is, I'm going to be doing the challenge modes of Crash Team Racing, where it's like the time trials and the like. So maybe that'll cause a little bit more rage. I don't know. Also, Morrowind. Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Now, this is one I don't know too much about. I never played Elder Scrolls Morrowind. I played 2 other Elder Scrolls games, Oblivion and Skyrim, and I like both of them. So I don't know why Morrowind would cause me rage, except people seem to have this impression that this game is very rage-inducing for some reason, so we're going to check that out. World of Warcraft, the original, we're going to try out Classic, okay? And, I don't know how that's going to turn out, simply because I don't know what's the difference between Classic and regular, but I can tell you this, more than likely it's going to be insane amounts of trolling. If it's any indication from the last time that I played World of Warcraft, it's going to be incredible, absolutely uncontrollable, insane amounts of trolling, where people are going to be coming into the game solely to troll me, and to fuck around with my game and basically make it impossible to play and have fun. All right, so that'll be great, I'm sure. And then the last game is Ninja Gaiden Black. There's another game I don't know much about. I've played Ninja Gaiden games before, but I've never played Ninja Gaiden Black, which seems to be one that everyone says infamously is a game that causes tons of rage. I wouldn't know. I guess it's really tough or something, really difficult. So, we'll find out come Thursday, all right? The way it's going to work is each game I'll play for about an hour to an hour and a half in sessions, and, we'll see how it goes. Now, if any of these games end up being super fun or entertaining, or people like them, I'm not against doing them as full playthroughs, all right? But chances are this is just going to be one-off for the Rageathon. Again, I guess we'll find out. Sometimes when I do these marathons, we end up getting full playthroughs out of them, and sometimes we don't. It all depends. So I guess we'll see what it turns out to be, okay? Now, that's Thursday. Thursday's marathon. Also, I'm going to be very honest with all of you. I'm hoping that maybe that could be a day where people come out and are kind of supportive, because as I've told you guys, right now, this last week of the month is going to be really rough for me. Not only this last week, but the first week of the next month, because not only do I have all these new games I'm going to have to buy, okay, which is just, part of the business, but then I've got a big bill I have to pay by the end of the month, and then I've got a ton of new bills coming up in early September. It sucks. I hate being an adult. I hate being an adult, but I love being an adult. Hate being an adult because I got all these responsibilities. I love being an adult because I can do what I want with my time and no one tells me what to do. So it's like a mixed bag, right? But anyway, yeah. So it's going to be a tough time financially for me. And what I'm hoping is this, Rageathon. Some people will step up and be a little bit supportive, so that it'll help me out starting next month. And not that I start off on the wrong foot, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this Rageathon. All right. So that's Thursday. Then on Friday, once again, we've got a day of multiple new releases. We've got 2 horror-themed video games. As silly and crazy as that sounds, they both come out on the same freaking day. Why? I don't know. Why on earth these game publishers have decided to start releasing all the same kind of game on the same day, I have no idea. Like, you wouldn't look directly at your competition and be like, okay, maybe it's not a good idea to release 2 horror games on the same day. All right, I don't know, but they do this. I don't know why they do this, but they do this. So this Friday, it is the release of both Man of Medan, which is a new horror-themed game from the makers of Until Dawn. If you guys remember Until Dawn, it was an outstanding game that I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to this new one, Man of Medan, okay? And then there's also the Blair Witch game. Now, this is a game that we don't know much about, but it looks like it could be pretty good, especially if, it has that really suspenseful horror theme of surviving in a forest and being chased down and all that. It could be pretty good. So, 2 of those games, starting this Friday, all right? And I'm going to have to balance them, obviously, because what I'm going to do is play them both on launch day and then probably balance them over the weekend. So there you go. Thursday and Friday, I got double packed days, so I don't have time for chill streams those days, all right? Now, usually, at some point during the week, I do a Minecraft stream. And if anything, that's the only other chill stream I'm really concerned about for the week, is trying to fit in a Minecraft stream. Because I know you guys like the Minecraft stuff. And then at the end of every Minecraft... oh my god, excuse me. At the end of every... oh my god. At the end of every Minecraft stream, we typically have some heated competition to try to get something named after someone in the game. It's been really fun the last several sessions where people really compete heatedly to try to get the spot to get something named for them, okay? So I want to kind of do the Minecraft session this week, but I don't know when I'm going to cram it in, quite frankly, with all the other stuff. I guess we'll see. We'll see how things go. In reality, I think it depends on how things go with these horror-themed games and stuff. So let's see how stuff goes over the course of the week. And as we get to the weekend, we'll probably have a much better idea of, what I could fit in regards to, when I could play what games or whatever, okay? Maybe one night we'll sacrifice playing one of the new releases in order to play Minecraft, okay? So we'll see how this goes. This week is going to be a great variety, We got GTA today, Street Fighter tonight, Control Tuesday and Wednesday. We got some Black Ops 4 Blackout coming up. We got Endgame of Judgment. We got a marathon on Thursday. And then we've got a horror-themed weekend coming up. And that's just the start of the gaming season. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the very, very beginning of what always turns out being a very exciting, eventful time of the year for gamers like us. So I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to see what becomes of it, okay? Let's get this started right with a fun week full of gameplay, new games, exciting stuff, right? Okay, so there you go, guys. Outside of that, the only other thing that I really have is some housekeeping stuff. 2 things. First of all, some of you might be saying, well, Phil, we hit the monthly goal for this month for subs, which is the retrospective event. When the heck is that going to start? When are we going to start talking about that? And I have an answer for you. The answer for you is that that's going to be starting up either later on this week or next week. It depends, but what I want to do is kind of get the Rageathon in the books before we start planning out the next big, marathon event. Let's get the Rageathon, done with. So that's going to be first, and then maybe we'll start planning the next one. All right? That's number 1. Number 2, you might be saying, okay, so what's the sub goal going to be for the month of September? Well, this is a no-brainer. This is actually an easy one. The month of September, the sub-goal is going to be Halloween event. You guys remember this. I do this every year. I do a special Halloween marathon. We have a lot of fun usually doing it. I really enjoy doing it because it's so interesting and fun. And this year should be no different. I think this year, it should be a good variety of horror-themed games. I'm sure you guys are going to nominate for it. And, choosing what kind of Halloween costume I wear is always a fun pastime, too, which we do, okay? So, that's going to be starting planning, depending on how things go in September. If we hit the sub-goal for September, what'll happen is you guys will be able to, number one, nominate and vote on games for me to play horror-themed games during that month, okay? And number two, you'll be able to pick what kind of Halloween costume I'm going to wear for the month, all right? Which is neat because it's by category. This is how I did it last year. I did it by category. And so it'll be like, oh, do I dress up like a celebrity? Do I dress up like a video game character? Do I dress up like a, comic book superhero or a movie character? That kind of stuff. And you guys get to pick that. So that's cool, right? Plus, being able to nominate and vote on horror-themed games for the event is also a really fun thing. So that's going to be fun. The month of September, if we hit a sub-goal, you guys get 2 special rewards. Not only do you get to vote on the kind of costume I wear for the Halloween event, but also you get to pick the games that I'll be playing. All right? All right. Is that all right? Is okay? Is that all right? Okay, so I just want to let you guys know that's what's coming up. I figured you'd be interested and wonder, how exactly it was going to go down, and that's how it's going down, my friends. All right, so that's it for the first segment. Now let's move on to segment number 2 of the pre-stream, which is the gratuitous plugs. Yes, I love it. Your favorite part, gratuitous plugs. I know you guys love advertisements. You guys watch so many advertisements during the day that I figured adding in some more to my stream would just be more along the lines of what you're used to. It would make you feel safe and at home, and that's why we have the gratuitous plug segment, just so you guys know that's why we do it, okay? No. In reality, the gratuitous plug segment happens because it's a necessary evil. By me being able to plug stuff, allows me to make money so I can actually run a stream. It's pretty practical. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for 11 awesome years. All right. 11 awesome years I've been a content creator. That's right, guys. I know it doesn't seem like that a lot of the times when you think about it, but I've been here a long ass time. Every day, sharing my gameplay experiences with all of you, having a ton of fun. And I love it. I wouldn't give it up for the world. However, it certainly hasn't been a smooth road the whole time. It's been a bumpy road. I used to do this for a hobby for 2.5 years when I had a job. Then I got laid off from my office job, and I had to somehow find a way to make ends meet. And I turned this job into, a way to make a living. Remarkably. Did I ever suspect that I would be able to? Hell no. It was never in the plan. It was just a random thing that worked out. Okay? And, excuse me, it was cool when I was able to do it. Sadly, it didn't last. YouTube screwed everything up completely. Let's face it here. YouTube really screwed the pooch when it came to running their business. And they lost all their major advertisers in 2017 to something called the YouTube adpocalypse that every content creator still talks about, haunts our nightmares because a lot of people used to be able to make a living on YouTube and we can't anymore, and it's YouTube's fault completely. They fucked up and caused this whole situation. So, I had to find a way to make ends meet and keep stuff going. I wasn't just going to give up. And so I said, well, I guess what we can do is we can change things up, and I became a full-time streamer, which was a big change for me, all right? Doing interactive streams, where I talk with you guys, and we have a lot of fun, not only playing games, but me having conversations and giving shout-outs. It's a lot different of an experience than what I used to do, for sure. It's dramatically different from what I used to do. But it's insanely fun. I love it, and I would say the last 2.5 years have been the best years of content creation I've ever had because we have fun times on the stream every single day. instead of me feeling like I'm isolated and playing games by myself. You know what I mean? It's definitely a different thing. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the hell out of it. So thanks for that. Thanks for, 2.5 years so far that have been quite good. That being said, because now I am primarily a content creator who does streaming, things are a lot different, okay? YouTube revenue went away. I barely make anything on YouTube anymore. My YouTube channel, DSPGaming, became an archive of all of my content here on the streams. Rather than being something that I created original content for, I changed it up to basically just be an archive, okay? And I still upload there because there are people who don't get to be on my streams every day. And so they enjoy the fact that I still put content up over there, because they can watch it on demand. But YouTube barely is like no income for me at all. I used to make all my money on YouTube ad revenue. Now I make like none. I really rely on, crowdfunding from these live streams to make ends meet. And don't get me wrong, you guys have been absolutely amazing. You guys have been incredibly supportive. And it's obvious you guys love what I do because you want to see it continue to be successful. I know that. I know that for a fact from seeing how amazingly supportive you guys have been, okay? But it really is any kind of income that I get from the streams, crowdfunding, that allows me to keep doing this for a living, all right? So, ladies and gents, let us now delve into the realm of the ways that you can contribute. If you love these daily live streams, if you love the fact that I'm here full time, pretty much every single day, 6 straight days a week, usually, to bring you content, and you want to see this continue, and you want to see it to be successful, you love all this, you want more, these are the ways that you can contribute and allow it to continue to happen, all right? First of all, I have a Patreon where I have a monthly campaign, and if you pledge to my Patreon, you can get monthly perks depending on your level of contribution. You can check this out over at patreon.com/darksidephil. I'm not going to go into detail about any of that because, pretty much, it's all self-explanatory, okay? And I just want to say thank you to anyone who actually does pledge to my Patreon. That's amazing. If you do, there are many people who do, and I'm very appreciative of that. Please give it a look. And thanks if you consider contributing. You've got, FYI, 5 days left this month if you'd like to contribute this month and actually get in on the month's perks. Okay, it's number one. Number two, I have a Teespring where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, including primarily t-shirts, but there's other stuff over there. There's sweatshirts, there's stickers, there's mugs. All right, there's all kinds of stuff available on my Teespring. If you buy anything from my Teespring, it helps me out, and you get a cool collectible out of it. So consider it. Please give it a look. All right, I appreciate that if you would. In addition to that, as you know, here on the live streams, if you contribute, I will give you a shout out. All right, if you either cheer with bits or you subscribe to the channel or you tip me during a live stream, I'm going to give you a verbal shout out during that stream, okay, as a way to say thank you for your contributions. Very nice. Now, a few things that I'd like to say up front. First of all, I appreciate all contributions. I really do. And like I said, it really is, that's the way that I keep stuff going. But understand something. If you're here and you can't contribute, that's fine. Contributions keep stuff going, absolutely, but they're not mandatory. I just love the fact that people come by, hang out with me on a daily basis. We have fun together, right? We chill and, sharing gameplay experiences, sharing my opinions and my reactions to things that I'm playing. It's really fun. It's a genuine fun experience that I really enjoy, and that's what it's all about, So thanks to those who just come by to hang out, even if you can't contribute. It's not mandatory. It's appreciated if you can. It certainly helps things out hugely, but don't feel pressured like if you can't contribute that you're not welcome. That's not true at all, okay? Now, if you can contribute and you so choose to, okay, I'm going to give you a shout out to say thank you for your contributions. However, there's some ground rules that I want to cover in regards to contributions so that you guys know exactly what's going on and how it works, all right? So first of all, I'm going to give you a verbal shout out if you contribute in any way. If you cheer with bits, you subscribe to the channel, or if you tip me. But understand something, guys, all right? This is my stream, and I kind of have to control what happens on the stream because I'm responsible for it. That means, number one, I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service. And I know some people say, rules? There are rules? I hate rules. Well, what can you do? That's life, right? You got to put up with the rules. So I have to abide by the rules. I can't say and do stuff that's going to put me in jeopardy of getting in trouble here on Twitch, all right? Number two, I like to maintain a certain chill vibe on my streams. I like it that when you come and hang out with me on a stream, okay, basically you feel like you can enjoy at face value what's going on in the game. You can relax. You don't feel like you're going to be pressured into anything that's going to be negative or toxic. You don't feel like there's going to be drama, okay? This is some of the things that I really enjoy about my streams. You come by, you know you're just going to have a genuine fun experience, seeing me react to the game, interacting with me on the stream, having a fun conversation. It's not going to be about arguments and toxicity and drama and all that crap that you might find on other places of the internet. That's not what my streams are about, okay? And so, you know, I hope that you understand that if someone comes in here and tries to derail the stream with a comment or some kind of a snide remark or an insult or a reference to something that's derailing or negative or just going to cause controversy or drama, I'm probably not going to respond to it, all right? And that includes many things, including politics and religion, which you guys know. They're very argumentative topics. When people bring that stuff up, people tend to argue with each other because they can't agree. And what happens is then you get a big mess where everyone's just fighting, and we don't want that. I'm not going to bring up negative stuff like toxicity from other streamers, insults, people stealing my content, people insulting each other or arguing with each other. None of that is going to happen on my stream. That's, you know, the stuff we try to stay away from with the content on my stream so that we can all have a good, fun time. All right? So please understand that. So even though if you contribute, all right, and, you know, you say, man, I didn't get a shout out. Chances are, there's a couple reasons why. I might have just missed it, which happens. I'm human. But I do my best to try to catch everything. But maybe I felt that your comment was derailing to the stream. Maybe I felt that it was a derogatory comment or that it was something that was just going to cause problems. So I said, all right, you know, I'm not going to address that. Understand that, I have no obligation to actually say or do anything on my streams at all. All right? I don't have any commitment to saying anything on a stream. And understand that, please. It is my stream, and, you know, I control what's on it. And I'm going to do my best to steer the stream in the right direction. Okay? Fair enough? Okay, fair enough then. Alrighty, so, as you guys can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. And what this leaderboard does, it tracks contributions for the day so that those who contribute get, you know, extra credit, extra recognition for what they contribute. So, first of all, top tipper and top cheerer of the day are going to be put up there and get nice, prominent recognition at the top of the stream. All right. In addition to that leaderboard, there's also a built-in integrated Twitch leaderboard for cheering with bits. All right. And if you take a look at the top of your screens, if you're on, I believe it's only on the desktop version, but you should be able to see this cheering leaderboard. And already, you know, we got some people who did some very, very positive, significant contributions with bits this week. Thank you very much to everyone who did. That is very much appreciated. It helps out a ton. And thank you for that. Okay. Now, today is Sunday. Today is the last day of the week if you are looking to get up on that leaderboard. Because after today, it actually resets on overnights on Sunday into Monday. That resets. And so, as of Monday, it'll be at 0. However, I'm not here on Monday. So, basically on Tuesday when we get back, we'll be starting over. Okay? We actually had some competition this week between a couple people who were trying to get top cheerer of the week. And this would be the last opportunity if you were interested to try to get in and be the top cheerer of the week to get in on that. Okay? So, there you go. It's extra recognition for your contributions. One final thing, guys, and this is very important, so I hope you'll listen up. Right now, as I've already mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm about to come up to a very financially challenging part of the month. Number one, this week, I have to buy multiple games. I have to buy Control. I have to buy Man of Medan. And I have to buy multiple games for the Rageathon, including Ninja Gaiden, Black Morrowind, and World of War Classic. World of Warcraft Classic. I don't know if World of Warcraft Classic is free or not. I have to look into that. I have no idea. So that being said, that's a lot of stuff to buy. Plus, I have a big bill due at the end of the month. Plus, in the first week of September, all my bills come due. So there's a lot of stuff going on for me financially. It sucks. I hate having everything like this, so that everything comes due at once, and then I kind of get screwed over financially. But that's just life, okay? That being said, the best way you could contribute during today's stream would be to tip me. All right? Because tips, number one, those are funds I get right away that I can put towards whatever I need to put them towards. Whether I need to buy a game with them, whether I need to pay a bill, you know. I could control that. I could use it for whatever I need to. All right? Number two... Well, no, there's no number two. That's it. That's it. The tips are, yeah, I can use them for the things I need to use them for. If you contribute via other methods, I'm still very appreciative. And contributing via other methods still helps. Don't get me wrong. You know, if you cheer, or if you subscribe, or Patreon, any of those things. But right now, it's going to be the tips that are going to help me more than anything else. Okay, guys? So please consider tipping me, if at all you can today. You know, thank you for that. If you look below the stream, there's a tip button that you can click on, and it'll take you to my PayPal tips page, or you can type !tip into the stream chat, and that'll also bring you there, all right? By the way, if you do tip me, you can be anonymous, meaning you don't have to use your identity. You can actually make a name up, or you can just say anonymous tipper if you're worried about, oh no, if I contribute to Phil, someone might come after me on the internet and say that I'm a dickhead for supporting Phil. You don't have to give out your identity at all, okay? So, before we get to the final segment, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else that I need to cover here? I don't think so. I think we've pretty much covered everything at this point. I can't stop burping this morning. So this morning, I in a rarity, I actually had a breakfast. I ate a bowl of Golden Grams, okay? Golden Grams. And I'm burping profusely. Sometimes you just can't win. Golden Grams. All right, in reality, I'm exaggerating. In reality, it's probably because of the milk. As I've told you guys, like I can eat dairy, but a lot of the times when I do, I end up getting very gassy. My mom is exactly the same way. It's a hereditary thing. So that's probably what it is. It's probably not it's probably not anything to do with the Golden Grams. It's probably the milk is causing this, okay? If you're wondering what the hell why is Phil exploding this morning? That's probably the reason why. All right. So anyway, not that any of this has anything to do with anything. Continuing on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the final segment of the pre-stream, where I give shout-outs to those of you who have contributed, and we get some of you up on the leaderboard, and we go from there. Okay? All right, let's do it. So, we actually start off with, we had an overnight cheer here, hold on, from Pragmatic Tactician. Did a cheer overnight when I wasn't even streaming. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate when people contribute when I'm not even here. It's pretty awesome that you keep me in mind when I'm not even, you know, on the streams. Thank you for that. So, my nose itches. Pragmatic Tactician asked the following. Define leadership. Can someone give me a sub if they don't mind? I'll give you a pragmatic shout out as well. Well, I can't help you with that. However, leadership means something different depending on who you ask. And that's just the truth, is that it could be something completely different for everybody. Leadership, in some cases, could mean simply a boss that tells you what to do when you're at work. Leadership could be someone who has experience and leads you on to success in some kind of an endeavor by using said experience. Leadership could just be someone who leads by example. They don't tell you to do anything. They just do something, and you see them doing it, and you're like, man, I want to be like that. And then you end up, you know, kind of, you know, basing your actions or basing your, the way you behave off of the way that they behave, right? It means something different for everyone, and it also depends on the situation. Because there's leaders in combat, there's leaders at work, there's leaders just in an industry, you know? So that the question's too general to just have some kind of a blanket answer. But it's simply not an easy one, because it really does depend on many factors. And again, it's something It's one of those questions that it's a different answer for everyone because everyone can see leadership as something completely different. See what I mean? Okay, good question. Moving on, Pragmatic Tactician actually did a cheer at the very beginning of the stream for 50 bits, so let's get him up on the leaderboard as the first cheerer of the day. Uh, 50 bits. Okay. He says, do you feel like people blame you for things people blame you... Wait a minute. Do you think people blame you for things people blame you for events that you have... What the hell? And then it scrolled off the screen when I was reading it, too. Let's try this again. Do you think people blame you for things people blame you for events that you have little to no control over? I've dealt with it a lot, and I have to shake it off, I guess. I think that I receive blame for many things. Some of them are my fault, and some of them aren't. Yeah, I'm a flawed human, and I make mistakes, and absolutely in my life, I've done things that could be considered wrong, messed up, erroneous, irresponsible. I'm certainly not going to be a person who's going to front and lie and be like, oh no, I'm definitely above any kind of, I'm above any kind of criticism, of course. As you know, I'm a perfect human being. Yeah, fucking right? No, absolutely not. But at the same time, I definitely take flack for shit all the fucking time that there's, I didn't do at all, or there's not much I can do about, and I don't want to go into massive detail about it. I just don't. But a lot of people tend to blame me for things or say that I do things that I didn't do or just make stuff up to create drama. And, that could be a pretty disheartening thing when, you're not even doing anything, right? Or you're not intending for something to turn out a way that it does. And then immediately people have to turn it into something disgusting or negative, and say that you're doing something that you're not. It's just fucked up. But in my case, a lot of people are always constantly just looking to make me look bad, no matter what it is that I'm saying or doing. They just want me to be the villain. And it could be a pretty messed up situation in a lot of cases. And it could be a dangerous situation. If people start to believe some of the crazy stuff that's said out there about me and think that it's factual, it can end up being very dangerous because then you get people who don't like me or hate me for various reasons, and it's for stuff that's not even true. Okay? But I'm not going to go into details about it and start outlining stuff. We've already gone long enough on the pre-stream. But the answer is yes. All right, Vash7342 did a 50-bit cheer and asked the following. Phil, how can I get the most out of selling my old PS4? I don't want to get fucked by GameStop. How did you sell yours for a Pro? I didn't. My Pro was donated to me by a viewer. And I held on to my old PS4 because, number one, it's not worth anything because it already has issues. Like, it has issues with it. The PS4, number one, the optical port doesn't work all the time. It errors out, and then I have no audio. Number two, the USB ports are glitchy. Half the time, they don't work properly. And also, what was the third issue I was having? There's 3 issues with it. Oh, the disk drive has a disk read error. Yeah, the disk drive has this major problem where it won't read disks half the time. It'll say, oh, it can't read the disk, and then it'll eject the disk by itself. Now that, from what I'm to understand, is a quick fix. If you just open the PS4 and you adjust some screws or whatever, it might fix that issue. The optical port not working and the USB port's not working, not a quick fix. So, even if I tried to sell it, I doubt that I would even get that much. You're supposed to, when you sell a console, you're supposed to disclose if it has issues before you sell it. I probably wouldn't bring it to GameStop. Now, I don't know. I've heard that Best Buy has like a trade-in program. I have no clue if it's any good. I've never used it myself, so I can't tell you. Either way, what kind of trading credit you would get at Best Buy, you'd have to look into that yourself, I guess. Outside of that, I know there's things you could do online. You can try to sell stuff online, but good luck with that. I've had many problems with selling stuff online before. Of course, it was a long time ago, but it's always a risk. It's always hit or miss, If you have a friend who you want to sell it to, that's probably your best bet. Because at least then you know someone's going to get use out of it, and they're not going to screw you over saying that they're going to pay and then they don't. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the deal. Continuing on, I got a dollar tip from a troll. Just going to ignore it. Timbo Slice Cheered says, with Labor Day being next Monday, will you be streaming? Might be good as a lot of people in the U.S. have the day off. Oh, man. Well, see, I believe Kat has that day off from streaming. From streaming. Let's try this again. I believe Kat has that day off from work. That week, that first week of September is going to be very weird for me because, excuse me, because first off, if I remember correctly, Kat's birthday is that week, and we're going to be taking that day off specifically so we could do stuff on her birthday. But also, that Monday is a day off, and we need to go out that day to go shopping and stuff. And then there's another day that week where I cannot do a night stream, and that has nothing whatsoever to do with anything that you guys would even know about. It's more of a thing that has to do with stuff going on with our condo here. And so I have to be available one night that week for stuff that's going to be going down. So that week, that first week of September, is going to be very weird. Now, which day is Labor Day? Hold on a second. Let me take a look. Oh, we're gonna see that. Problem is, we'd have to have enough food. I don't know how the hell we would have enough food for 2 weeks. Yeah. We're essentially talking 2 weeks of shopping there. It's going to be challenging. No matter what I do, it's going to be challenging. Because if I do stream on Labor Day, all right, I know that Kat doesn't get another day off until that Friday, which is her birthday. That would mean that if we go shopping tomorrow, we have to shop for 2 weeks of food. Which means we would have to have like a ton of frozen food and stuff to go because I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to work. I think more than likely what's going to happen is I'm not going to be streaming on Labor Day. I'll probably stream my 6 straight days like usual. I'll probably be off on that Monday. Then I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, full time. Thursday, I can only work the first stream. That Friday is Kat's birthday that I'll have off. And then probably I'll be working like tons of straight days after that. That's what I'm thinking. But in reality, I don't know how I could even make it work. Like I said, because of scheduling and everything. You know, it's stressful, and I apologize. Number one, this is going to be a busy time of the year because all the game releases, but now Kat's work schedule and everything too has a tendency to change and shift, and it could screw stuff up. And you know, there's not much you could do about that. You know, a job is a job, and you got to work when they tell you to work, right? So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I guess we'll see, but no, I don't think I'm going to have Labor Day off. It's a good suggestion, but I don't think so. I think that's the day that I have to go shopping, or else how else? I'm going to have 2 weeks of groceries in the house somehow not going bad unless I buy a ton of frozen shit, you know. You know, bread and everything would go bad, vegetables going bad in 2 weeks. So more than likely, no, I'm probably going to be off that Monday, that Labor Day. That's unintentional, and, you know, that kind of sucks for us too because typically we like to go out on a day when we're not going to have a situation where like it's insanely busy and it screws up everything because then, you know, there's a million people out and all the stores are busy and the restaurants are busy. But it looks like it's kind of unavoidable. It does. It looks like this is a situation where it's going to be kind of unavoidable. It is what it is, as they say. Okay. So, continuing on. Feeling Lean has subscribed for 2 months. Thank you, Feeling Lean, for a 2-month subscription. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Sour Patchy cheered. Said, have you ever considered putting pre-streams in the just chatting category? New people who come by might expect gameplay and may be misled. No, because no one cares but you. No one cares except the trolls who just complain that I talk too much on pre-stream. Normal people don't give a shit what the stream title is at all, and never will. They come by to hang out and have fun, and that's all they care about. They don't give a shit if the title says one game or another game or whatever. No one cares. Okay? Just being honest. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay, continuing on. Handicapped Gaming ER cheered and says, Phil, do you own a file cabinet? Hold on a second here. He says, do you own a file cabinet? If it can help you sort out all of your paperwork that you need to keep it once you dispute chargebacks and the like, you can also report it to the IRS as a write-off for business-related expenses. I have a file cabinet. I've had a file cabinet most of my life, actually. Back in the day, when I was in the 90s, I used to put comic books in my file cabinet. I'm not kidding. I used to put comic books and stuff in it. And then as I grew up, I started putting important files for my taxes in my file cabinet. And I still have a file cabinet full of, stuff for my taxes and the like, and things that I use to pay bills and all kinds of stuff. So, yes, I have a file cabinet. I've always had a file cabinet. There you go. Cliffy Bureau did a 100-bit cheer. That's actually the top cheer of the day. Let's get him up on the leaderboard. $100-bit cheer. And he says, have you ever considered selling jars of your hair water for $30 a pop? Also, here's my mandatory contribution. So he's making a joke, because I misspoke, I believe it was yesterday, and said contributions are mandatory. Though, that was a boneheaded thing to say. By accident. But he's making a joke. Har, har, har. Yes, actually. Not only do I sell my dirty, disgusting hair water, but I also sell farts in a can. I sell all kinds of stuff. I am a master salesman. If you weren't aware, anything that could possibly be sold, I sell. My pillows that I sit on my couch here, on my love seat, I fill them with gas farts, and I sell those too. You'd be surprised. Apparently, my gaseous butt has medicinal properties. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on. Let's continue. Little Flash tipped me $1. And then he said a bunch of, it looks to me like lyrics or something. I started ballin', I'm this bitch. NCAA. What? National College Athletics Association. What? Alright, anyway. Thank you, Little Flash, for the $1 tip. The first tip of today. I appreciate that. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the $1 tip. That is much appreciated. Okay. Continuing on with shoutouts. Hold on. Continuing on with shoutouts. Handicap Gaming ER cheered again. He said, hey, Phil, do you wear the same chanclotas as I do? They're big and brown. Yes. I actually purposely wear the same ones as you. What it is I use the Google Maps to use the satellite imagery of your house and see what it is that you're actually wearing on your feet. And then I went and I bought similar ones. And that's what I wear around my house. Okay? That's it. That's what I wear. I'm being serious. You guys don't believe me? Anyway. Big Sloppy Me. Oh, wow. He's back. He just cheered. He says, do you worry about long-term impacts on your health from only talking to one person for days on end? I talk to all of you all day. What the fuck are you talking about? That is one of the stupidest statements I think I've ever heard in my life. My job is to sit on stream and talk to people all day long while playing video games. And you just said I only talk to one person all day long. That was really stupid, what you just said, man. That was incredibly stupid. I'm just saying. Not trying to insult you, but that was really stupid. Like, for some reason, you apparently think that speaking to someone over the internet isn't valid or something, right? Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Vincent, that was a bottle crunch, by the way. Vincent, 444, did a 100-bit cheer. He says, is there any chance you would play Erica? It's a live-action interactive thriller game. I've never heard of it. Is it a new release or something? Never heard of it. But the answer is no. As you know, I don't play games I never heard of. No, I'm kidding. I mean, yeah, probably. I'd probably give it a shot if you guys recommend it and say that it's something good that I should check out. Then maybe I would. Typically, if you guys recommend stuff, I'll check it out. Now, right now, I'm not going to check it out. As I've already told you guys, this week is going to be incredibly busy for me. There's so much going on in the realm of new releases and finishing up releases. I'm going to be in the midst of 3 new releases, and I'm going to have like 1 session left for 2 games. Both, Grand Theft Auto 5, as well as probably, Judgment. I'm going to have like 1 session left to finish both games. So, we'll see. But, I don't know what this game is. If you guys could tell me more about it. Erica? I guess I would maybe consider taking a look at it, but I haven't heard about it. So, it's a new full motion video game from Sony, and it costs $10. Oh, yeah? What's it about? Hello, Ponage101. How's it going? Yes, you did make it before the gameplay starts. We have a long pre-stream today, a lot of shout-outs to do. An interactive thriller. Thriller about what? A thriller about stinky butt pillows and selling hair water in jars? Is that what it is? Hair water jar simulator? What the fuck? Okay, anyway. Continuing on here. Rural ass Wyoming loser. This sounds like a very specific reference to something. I don't know what, but it sounds very specific. So anyway, rural ass Wyoming loser has tipped me $1 and says, if you have a bachelor's degree, you can't find a high-paying job with it. Does that mean I'm wasting my time going to college? Everyone told me growing up a bachelor's is the key to making big money in the 21st century job market. That is a lie. A bachelor's degree is the first step. The very first step in possibly finding a good job. But it's very much just the first step. In this modern job market, not only do you need to have the bachelor's degree, you also need to have connections, meaning you need to know people in the industry to try to get your foot in the door of a good job. You need to have experience, meaning you probably need to try to do like an internship if you can, while you're going to university. A lot of the times those are unpaid, which is why I couldn't do one during my time at university, because I had to work a job pretty much full time while I was going to school in order to pay for school. That was just my situation. While everyone else around me seemed to be in rich families who could pay their way through college, I was working my butt off. But yeah, I'm certainly not saying the bachelor's degree is a bad thing, and I'm certainly not saying the bachelor's degree is, a lie. No. A bachelor's degree will obviously get you so far, but it's not going to get you into those high-paying career jobs. At least in many industries today, you need to get additional schooling, some kind of a master's degree or a specialized degree. What if you want to go to school for law or something? Doctor. That's very different, and, that's a lot more that you have to put into it. So, just to forewarn you, all right, there's a lot more to it a lot of times. Okay? Let's see. Vash cheered and said, clears throat several times. Why does the Xbox One suck donkey chode? I don't think the Xbox One sucks donkey chode. I think the Xbox One had a very, very, very rough beginning due to very, very, very bad management. As we all know, the launch of the Xbox One was a rough one with Don Matrick, who is currently in charge of, who was at the time, I say currently, he was at the time in charge of the Microsoft gaming division. And this guy just had absolutely no fucking concept of what gamers wanted, what kind of a guy they wanted leading a gaming division, what kind of even relationship they wanted with a gaming manager. Like, take a look today at, what's the name of the guy who's in charge of Microsoft? I keep forgetting. He's like, he's like that cool bro kind of a personality. I can't fucking remember his name now. God, I can't believe I'm having a brain fart here and I can't remember the dude's name. But compare him to Don Matrick. Don Matrick. Oh, Phil Spencer. Thank you, guys. Phil Spencer. All right. Don Matrick is like the quintessential nerdy, rich white guy, I know better than you, kind of snarky guy who, I know all about the future of gaming. No discs. And everything's digital. If you don't have an internet connection, tough. You need an internet connection these days to play any kind of game whatsoever. And you don't need to trade your games in anymore. You don't need to lend your game to a friend. You know, like, everything that he was saying was, like, so off base with what gamers wanted at the time. Keep in mind, this was, like, 5 years ago. All right? Today, things are a lot different in the gaming world. At this point, we're all kind of used to digital games and the like. But back then, that was kind of a new thing that people would be buying their games exclusively digitally, okay? And so, you know, it was not to say that some of the things that Don Matrick were saying weren't true, because in a lot of ways, a lot of the things he was saying were true in regards to digital releases and the like. The problem was, number one, he was way too snarky and kind of commanding and elitist with the way that he was saying what he was saying. And number two, it might have just been that he was ahead of his time. You know, like what he was trying to do with the Xbox One was way ahead. We weren't at a point yet where the internet was good enough and everything was like good to go for what he had planned to do with the Xbox One. Maybe today we're in a much better position for that. You know what I mean? But back then, it was a different situation. And so a lot of people criticized him harshly for the way that he said, oh, you know, this and that about the Xbox One. So I don't think that the Xbox One sucks donkey chode, but I think that the console was very, very bare bones and lackluster at launch because of the leadership of Microsoft being so weak at the time. Now, Microsoft is definitely in line with what the gamers are looking for in consoles and the like, and so definitely the console is a lot better now. I mean, just take a look at some of the things that they've done with it over the past, 5 years. They improved the console, and now they bought all these game studios to try to make better games and the like. They definitely they know what they're doing now. They're doing a lot better. But they got a way to go too. All these game studios that they bought, that's great, but where are the games? They won't have the games for them yet. But anyway, thank you, Vash, for the cheer. Timbo Slice cheered. He said, Classic World of Warcraft requires $15 a month subscription, and it takes a while to get to the main game. I'm not sure how good of a Rage Marathon game it would be. Same with Oblivion. Well, I'm not playing Oblivion. I'm playing Morrowind. But I understand what you're saying, but that's not on me. That's on the people who nominated. This is a whole event where people nominated and voted for stuff for me to play during a Rageathon. I didn't even have any control over it. I didn't know the viability of the games for the Rageathon or anything like that. I don't know how World of Warcraft is going to work at all. So if it ends up being boring and it's a bad start because it takes 2 hours to start and it's 15 minutes for me to sign up for it, or and pay for this $15 or whatever, I guess so be it. I don't know what else to say. This is what people wanted. And I don't control that, People wanted it, they get it. They get what they want, and if it's not good, it's not good, The thing is about the Rageathon, this is the good thing about the Rageathon, it's an event where it's not the same thing all day. It's me doing various different things. So if one thing ends up being a dud that's not very interesting, I guess that's okay, because then we move on to the next thing, and I'm going to be playing 5 different games during the course of the day, right? So I guess it kind of works out in that regard then. Okay. Continuing on, Vash cheered and said, are you going to pre-order Google Stadia? I feel like it's going to give the PS5 a run for its money. Right now, I have no money to pre-order anything, so it's not even a concern for me because, when you have no money, you don't have to worry about what you're pre-ordering. Just saying, that's kind of the situation I'm in, is I go day to day figuring out if I can even pay my regular bills to keep the electricity on and stuff. I'm not really too worried about Google Stadia at this point, okay? Sour Patchy cheered, and he says, I think you need a Snickers today. You seem kind of on edge. I do. I feel like I'm kind of the normal Phil. I don't feel on edge at all. In fact, I'm feeling kind of good. We got a GTA stream in a minute here, and then we've got Street Fighter tonight, and I finally get a day off tomorrow, which is nice. Not to say that I don't love being here with you guys every day, but definitely breaking it up is needed, especially being able to spend time with my wife after all week us not being able to really do anything together. It's much appreciated. So, okay, let's see here. Guitar Punk Mayo tipped me $1. Thank you, Guitar Punk Mayo, for the $1 tip. And he says, you was the one who said we don't count as people, stupid. Don't shave for you, moron. Huh? Let me try this again. You was the one who said that we don't count as people, stupid. That why you don't shave for you, moron. Thank you for the $1 tip, Guitar Punk Mayo. Much appreciated. Let's move on. Up next, we got a cheer from Vincent. Vincent did a 50-bit cheer, and he's explaining about Erica. He says, Erica is a story about a woman dealing with a traumatic childhood trauma that has been carried with her and continues to haunt her as an adult. An old friend believes that Erica's memories are the key to identifying a killer on the loose. This is sounding kind of interesting. Okay. Soon the killer contacts her, and now Erica is caught between two truths that she must decide who to trust and what to believe. Sounds interesting. Now, you guys said it's live action? That's an interesting twist, too, because live action, that reminds me of all things that we just talked about, Quantum Break, right? Quantum Break was a live action. It had a lot of live action scenes and everything. Interesting take, I guess. Excuse me. That was absolutely disgusting. More Golden Grams for you. All right. Well, thank you for that explanation, Vincent. Again, if I have a chance to at some point play it, maybe I would. What I would say is in September, there may be some downtime. And looking at September schedule, it could either be a really, 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 really busy month, or if some of these games end up being underwhelming, it could be a slow month. So let's say, I guess, what happens in September, and if it ends up being a month where it ends up being a little bit on the slower side, then maybe I'll check it out. Okay. All right. Cliffy Bureau did a 101-bit cheer and says, how much do I have to cheer to sniff your unwashed cowboy hat? Well, first of all, you can't wash a cowboy hat. Do you really think if you throw a cowboy hat into, like, a washer, it's not going to disintegrate? That probably not going to, not a good idea. How much? Well, first of all, you can't come visit me. It's not allowed. I don't have public visitors here for my viewing audience. So I guess the best way for you to get the cowboy hat would be eventually I'm probably going to pass away. And when I pass away, possibly my belongings would go at public auction, maybe. Depending on what happens. I mean, Cat will, depending on, the situation, I'm assuming Cat's going to outlive me. And so Cat at some point will probably decide what to do with some of my belongings. Why are we talking about this? Why are we taking this question so seriously? I just realized I'm like, why am I'm taking this question like so fucking serious, dude. What is going on? Why am I doing that? Here, I'll give you the answer you were looking for. $1 million. For $1 million, you can sniff my hat. There you go. What the fuck? I took the question so seriously for some reason. Dude, I was like thinking, logically, how could someone get my cowboy hat? Well, I'm not going to sell it while I'm alive. So I'd have to pass away. And wait a minute. Okay, then. Enough of that shit. Good lord. Okay, continuing on. Beppo Carrot tipped me $1. He says, Phil, it's my birthday today. Wishing you well, brother. Well, happy birthday to you, Beppo Carrot. First of all, hope you have a great day. Second of all, thanks for coming by my stream and actually contributing on your birthday. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Beppo Carrot. All right, let's see here. Ponage 101 just tipped me $5. That makes Ponage the top tipper of the day. So hold on one second here. I really need to shave today. My face is itching me so badly because I didn't shave yesterday when I showered, and now my face is like out of control itching because my beard's too long, and it pisses me off. All right, let's get Ponage up there. $5 tip, right? $5. And that gets us up to $8 total tips. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right, so Ponage 101 tipped me $5, says the following. Without revealing too much, there's another chapter after chapter 13. Now, I'm assuming he's talking about, I almost said Phoenix Wright. I'm assuming he's talking about Judgment, because that's the only game I can think about where we're in chapter 12 right now of 13, okay? So he says, the last chapter is the longest one with a bit of Phoenix Wright mechanics and a bunch of fights, some of which are tedious boss fights. Okay, so apparently there's a long conclusion to Judgment coming up, and that's why I can't just beat the game in one more session, why it's probably going to take 2 sessions, as people explained. That makes sense. Okay, so thank you for that explanation, Ponage. I appreciate that. Now we know a little bit more about what to expect. Vash cheered again, and he says, is it normal to feel bad for the gaming consoles? I actually feel bad for the Xbox One. I feel bad for the PS3, and then I end up liking them a lot. Is it normal? I don't think there is anything, like, how do you gauge what's normal and what's not normal when it comes to gaming consoles? I have no idea. Oh, man, I stretch. Certainly I can understand why you may or may not feel something for a game console. I'm not saying that it's like a real feeling you feel for a human, but maybe you feel bad the launch of a console was bad, or, you know. I hear ya. All right, anyway, let's continue. Chenklotas, to me, $2 says, is coffee related to cocaine? I have no idea. Is it? I don't know. I'm not a drug cartel master here. I don't know what, I certainly don't know anything about drugs. I don't know if coffee and cocaine, you know, if cocaine comes from the same plant as coffee. I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer these questions. What's going on, Hero to Zero? How are you? I can't answer these questions. You keep asking me these questions. I can't answer them. I don't know what's happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the top 10 cheers of the week. It's our last chance to do so, because guess what? As I said, tonight, that cheering leaderboard resets, all right? So let's give credit to the top cheers of the week, of which there was a lot of very generous cheering this week. We start off with Heaving Earth in 10th place. Thank you, Heaving Earth. In 9th place, Vash 7342. In 8th place, Nihilistic Goldfish. In 7th place, Sambuca 2020. In 6th place, Cliffy Bureau. In 5th place, Meat Pistol Meltdown. In 5th place, no, that was 5th place. In 4th place, M5NSX. In 3rd place, Infinite 55. My head itches. Let's see here. In 2nd place, Handicapped Gaming ER. And in 1st place, Ludwig World Orator. I guess Handicapped Gaming ER kind of gave up. Earlier this week, there was a big heated rivalry between him and Ludwig World Order fan. They were trying to be top cheerer of the week, but I think Ludwig kind of blew him out of the water there. I don't blame you. But thank you guys very much for all your contributions this week. Much appreciated. And Vash actually just cheered and said, I like interacting with Phil and asking him questions. And I like answering your questions, Vash. I do. Some people are mad that the pre-stream's gone on so long, but guess what? The pre-stream's only as long as, you know, as contributions and me giving shout-outs for them. So it is what it is. I think one day people will finally get used to it. Maybe never. Who knows? But, all right. So now it appears that things have calmed down a bit. It appears that, wait a minute. Troll Tipper. Tip me $1. And reference something about an illegal restreamer that I'm not going to repeat. But I think that this is pretty funny. He's insulting him. He's saying that the illegal restreamer put dumb music over his stream, and now he can't even hear troll tips or anything I'm saying because an idiot put shitty music on his stream, and he's an idiot. So there you go. He insulted the criminal. Very nice. All right. Thank you for the $1 tip. Continuing on, still go here. Cliffy Bureau did a 102-bit cheer and says delaying the pre-stream. Cliffy Bureau is delaying the end of the pre-stream with that. He actually is. Let's go ahead and update the leaderboard again with a 102-bit cheer. Cliffy Bureau is in a competition with himself for top cheer. He really is at this point. Which I guess is kind of funny. He just keeps topping himself for top cheer. Let's see here. Rick Grimes Dimes just tipped me $1. Hold on a second. My stupid phone is bothering me. Stop this. Okay. Rick Grimes Dimes just tipped me $1 and says Rockstar patched GTA 4 again to remove the songs they added back in the other day. Apparently it was an error by Microsoft. It's a shame that this happens to games with copyrighted music in this digital day when it can be patched out. Really? So they patched the game and then they patched it again. Actually, I don't even know if it actually did anything because overnight my Xbox One was unplugged. So I don't think that it would have re-downloaded the game, right? No, it probably didn't. It probably didn't update it for me. You know what? Now that you said that, I better boot the game because what if I boot it up and it says, "Oh, this game requires a patch"? Dude, I hope not. Let's see what happens. I'm booting it right now. We'll test it. So thank you for the $1 tip, Rick Grimes Dimes. Okay. Cliffy Bureau did 103-bit cheers. It's still delaying the end of the pre-stream. Cliffy Bureau is still the top cheerer with a 103-bit cheer. Just a reminder, everyone, the best way to contribute today is by tipping me. Okay, I appreciate it very much if you tip me today. It's going to help me buy the games this week, and it'll also help me with, bills and stuff coming up. It doesn't appear to be... Yeah, it doesn't appear to be prompting any download. Wait a minute. It said... What the fuck? It said I wasn't signed in, but then it apparently signed me in. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it said I wasn't signed in, but then it signed me in. Okay, then. Okay, so it looks like we're okay. It looks like we're okay. All right, let me go ahead and pause. Yeah, it looks like we're fine. All right, Vash cheered. Said the best way to contribute is by tipping since I get those immediately and they can go towards paying bills. That's correct. Cliffy Bureau cheered and said it's pronounced Cliffy Byro. Oh, you want me to say Byro? I could say Byro. That's okay. Cliffy Byro. Okay, guys. Well, this pre-stream was incredibly long because I was, because I was responding to all these contributions. I got rid of that troll. Thanks for telling me about the troll, guys, in the stream chat. Got rid of them. But now let's take a quick break because now I have to use the restroom. This it's only gonna be like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna run and use the bathroom quickly, and then we're gonna get started here. Okay? And we'll see what happens. I don't remember even what we're doing in the plot right now. So, but yeah, let's. I'll be right back. Cliffy Byro now has cheered again. He says respond to the cheer. I just did. Thank you, Cliffy Byro. Let's take a quick 2-minute break for me to use the restroom, and then we're going to start up a gameplay. Okay, thanks. I'll be right back with GTA 4. Here we go.